I'm currently on a journey to make everything in my house smart. And EZVIZ recently reached out to us and say, hey, you guys want to take a look at the brand new EZVIZ C3WN? Well, this is technically more or less the same as the C6CN that we have in our office, which you can check out the review at the top right corner there. Essentially, it's the same software, it's just that the hardware is different because this thing is made for outdoors use. So in today's video, let's take a quick look at how this thing actually performs and how it looks, and if this camera is actually worth your time and money to install it at home. So let's first start off with the specs. This camera right here is recording up to 1080p in resolution, and it has night vision since it has infrared at the front, and it also has IP66 dustproof and waterproof resistance. It's important because you're gonna mount this outdoors anyway. And it also has two Wi-Fi antennas, but it only works in 2.4 GHz network, which is understandable because you want the most in terms of range, so that's okay. And then other than that, it's pretty much the same as the C6CN. So when you unbox this, what you get inside is the quick start guide. I actually find that this quick start guide is enough for most cases, but there are some things that are not explained, which we'll get into later. And then inside there, you also get this drill template, which is again the same as the C6CN. What you have to do is just stick this on the wall or something like that, and then you drill according to these 3 circles here, and then you can mount the plate in, and then the whole camera can be secured to the wall. And of course, EZVIZ also included the screws for you to mount it. And finally, this thing here. This is the thing that was not explained in the user manual. I had no idea what is this. I had to ask EZVIZ, and then they told me that this thing is actually to secure the power connection between the C3WN's power jack and also from the wall socket. And yes, there's also a wall socket that comes along with the C3WN, which I have already plugged in. That's why you can't see it now. Now, the camera itself is fairly simple in terms of construction. We have 2 Wi-Fi antennas coming out from the sides, and then we also have this reset button, which is placed on this little flap here, which is removable if you take out 2 screws. And once you take out both of those screws, you'll see the micro SD card slot. And just like the C6CN that we reviewed last year, if you slot in a micro SD card inside this camera here, you can do local recording if you want to. And this whole camera is mounted on a ball joint, so you can rotate it to get whatever angle you want. Now, looking at this camera here, I do realize that there is potentially security issue with the EZVIZ C3WN because the power connector, the whole power jack, is looped out from the side of the camera instead of through the wall, which means that I can essentially cut the wire if I just want to disable the camera. And also, this one single cable that comes out of the camera breaks into 2 different ports. One is, of course, the aforementioned power jack, and secondly is an Ethernet port. So yes, you can use Ethernet if you don't want to use Wi-Fi. That's an option. And from what we can show you here, the image quality that's coming out of the EZVIZ C3WN is actually pretty good looking, and we also configured it to the highest possible graphical quality, so everything that's coming out of this camera will look the best that it possibly can. And the ability to let you change between multiple different qualities is important because let's just say maybe your network quality isn't that good from where you want to mount your camera, then you might just want to lower down to maybe high def or standard def. I am not sure what kind of resolution they are, but I think Ultra HD here means 1080p, I guess. But anyway, this camera here works exactly the same as the C6CN that we have in our office. So if we tap into video history, it will show us all of the multiple different, how should I say this, the highlights. So if you enable the alarm system, what it does is that whenever something triggers the alarm, like some movement or something like that, then you will get a notification on your phone. If you tap on that, then it will bring you to that specific timeline in the video, and then you can just watch it there. But since I placed in my micro SD card, I can also turn on something called all day recording. So if I turn it on, means that everything will be recorded. But of course, there are security risks with the C3WN because if I mount this outdoors, then anyone could take a screwdriver, unscrew it, and then take my micro SD card and run away with it. But anyway, all of the interface, all of the functions pretty much remains the same as the C6CN, but the C3WN only has a microphone. It doesn't have a speaker, so you cannot talk to the other person on the other side of the camera. And other than that though, one of the key highlight features of the C3WN is of course the night vision. So it does have infrared for nighttime motion detection, which actually works really well, and all of the videos coming out of it during the night when everything is dark is looking pretty good. And so finally, for the price of 239 ringgit, I think that the EZVIZ C3WN is really good in terms of pricing. You can buy one, mount it outside of your house, but of course you have to be a bit more strategic in terms of your cabling and also how you want to hide the fact that you have a camera at your home, so that people won't just come in and slice your camera and then break into your house or something like that. And that is, yeah, it's a really good item to have in your house. It offers a peace of mind. You can mount it at your carport but also sheltered, so the IP66 dust and water resistance can actually prevent water splashes or something like that from actually damaging the camera. And also thanks to this kind of accessories that is included, it can prevent water from going in between the power jack. So you can pretty much get a peace of mind if you're gonna mount this outdoors. Just make sure that you use all of the accessories and also mount them correctly. And yeah, other than that, it's a pretty decent camera for your house, especially for the price. Just remember to slot in a micro SD card, and if you want to use the cloud storage, you do have to pay eventually. I think they still have the promotion of offering some period of time for free, but then again, I really just recommend you to use the micro SD card. And that's it. That's all we have to share with you about the EZVIZ C3WN. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comment section below. And if you wanna know more about the EZVIZ ecosystem entirely, watch our videos at the top right corner there and also at the end screen. We'll see you guys in the next video.